obviously with subtitles. I don't speak French, so I'm channeling a French lady with my hair, and I'm wearing Chanel number 5. But we're going to make hollandaise, and first of all, in here we've got 2 egg yolks in a glass bowl. This is called your gastrique. That is going to be the flavour of the sauce. So a shallot was in there, 2 tablespoons of white wine vinegar, a teaspoon of water, and half a bay leaf. If I was making Béarnaise, I'd put in all of the chopped up stalks from the tarragon as well. I then bubbled and boiled that until there's about a teaspoon worth left. So on the cooker, I've got some water that I brought to the boil. I've lowered it right down. This is what's called a bain-marie, which is where we are going to cook the egg over the heat very gently. So I'm going to start, and we're not going to edit this film down. I want you to see exactly how long everything takes. So this stage of just cooking the egg yolks, this is your savaillon, which is a savaillon are sauces, light sauces that are basically made with egg yolk. So this bit is to, you'll see how hard I have to work. Hang on, I'm just going to, I keep checking the bottom of the bowl for heat. You don't want to cook the eggs too much because they will scramble. Oh, got a bit of a weak wrist there. I'm checking the heat again. It's warming up. Now the lighter, you want, you'll see they'll change colour, they'll become lighter. You want to get in as much air into the eggs because it is the egg yolk that is it emulsifies itself. You can see it's getting thicker already. I mean, I guess in a way you could use this film as a cook-along. You can just do it with me. All you need to start with is to make your gastrique and let it cool before you put it in, just a little bit. Let's check the temperature at the bottom. That's nice and warm. Ignore this pan behind here. I'm always doing something in the kitchen, and that is a brine that I'm making, which I'm going to brine a whole duck, and we'll have that tomorrow. But for now, we're going to have eggs Benedict for breakfast, and the most important thing for the eggs Benedict is the hollandaise. Okay, that's quite warm, so I'm just going to take it off the heat for a bit and just pour in the gastric. So some chefs put in the little bits and pieces. If you want to have a sauce with the onions in, by all means, put your onions in. I'll also be at the end, let's feel how hot that is. I can go back on. I also, at the end, I'll be putting in some lemon juice and a little bit of cayenne pepper. Incorporate this as part of your morning workout. And before I have eggs Benedict, I usually get on the exercise bike for about an hour so that I can justify eating it. Oh! Shit! Oh, we'll keep that in the film. Apart from the swearing. Do we bleep that? Do we have bleepers, I wonder? Okay. Can you see that it's sort of getting much lighter in colour? You saw how bright orange the egg yolks were before. It's lovely now. How hot is it? Okay, it's still nice and warm. Right, the next thing is, I'll just go over here and grab my clarified butter. So, I personally always use unsalted butter so that I can then season to taste. I measured out 125 grams of butter. put it in a saucepan, let it gently melt, poured it into a jug and left all of the solids behind. The reason that you don't want the solids is because they will make your sauce thinner. So if you want a thinner sauce, then by all means you can have the solids, but this is such a quick way if you clarify the butter first. Look, can you see now? You're sort of getting ribbons through it, it's lovely. And doing all of this with the egg yolks first means that the next stage is really quite quick. So I'm going to start, and the butter's nice and warm. I'm pouring in the butter, giving it a good stir. You have to pour in the butter very, very slowly, otherwise it'll split. Now, if your sauce does split, a top tip is you can drop in a small ice cube, which will bring it back. And actually, the more butter you add, the thicker it gets. So the ratios for this one is for 2 egg yolks, it's 125 grams of butter. So it's easily to double up, and I find that this is enough for 4 people to have eggs Benedict. So if you do a 4 yolk hollandaise, you'd use 250 grams. Look at that. How quick and easy is that? Wow, this is a beautiful one. I'm getting hungry. If you were making your Béarnaise, obviously your gastrique would have had the tarragon flavour in, and then you would just add in your fresh tarragon leaves at the end. See, it's very little work. All of the work is really in cooking those egg yolks properly to start with, not letting them get too hot, filling them full of air, and then whisking in your cream. This is actually getting your butter. This is getting so thick, it's fantastic. It hardly needs any whisking now. Let's get the last of it in. And there we go. Look at that. Oh! And then I'm going to finish that off with a squeeze of lemon and a pinch of cayenne pepper. And then I'm going to slather it over a gorgeous poached egg. Oh, it's beautiful. And then when if you want to get that done before you poach your eggs, just take the water off the heat, and you can leave that on the saucepan, but give it a stir every so often. But frankly, who can leave this lying around? Thank you.